Thank you. First, I want to thank Chelsea and John for having me. Appreciate you guys. Secondly, Chris, I don't see you there, but thank you for your logic and your dream of logic. And I know you have been the mastermind behind this, and your wife came in to support your work and vision. So congratulations on making me a more logical person, which I often don't pride myself on logic or reason. I'm actually the other side of the universe where I have no logic or reason. I usually pride myself on being the disruptor. So, on that note, I'm going to speak to the idea of Audacity. I know we have less time, and I want to keep the time, so I'm just going to 9 minutes instead of 15 minutes, so that the next person can go on time. So, let's see. Where would I start with this? We've all heard AI. Everyone's talking about AI. Everyone wants to be part of AI. Everyone wants to do something with AI. But the most important thing that I'm most keen and passionate about really understanding is, how does leadership play its key role in AI? Because if we think about it, we don't have a technology problem yet, or a resource problem. What we really have here and now is a leadership problem. And I believe that AI offers us the opportunity to really quantum leap or have an exponential transformation in the way we actually have leadership address this new opportunity of AI as a force for good in the world. We've all seen the news, the doom and gloom, if it bleeds, it leads. Everyone's talking about how AI is going to take over humanity and destroy us, whether it's a 5-year timeline of 50. It's really a dark dystopian future that's being projected by especially the mainstream media. Now, there are a few experts who believe that AI could be the greatest gift that AI has ever known. But in order to do that, we have to feed AI the right kind of consciousness. And that's what Audacity is. It's that consciousness, it's the inward journey of the human being and how we decide who we become when we reach that point of singularity. So for me, the AI or the artificial intelligence actually comes with great responsibility of preserving our AI, which is our authenticity and integrity. And why do I speak to authenticity and integrity? Because I feel like here and now we've become so used to chasing fame, name, and I'm sorry, sorry about the WhatsApp. I have no idea how to silence it on my desktop, and please bear with me. This is becoming the biggest problem right now. We live in the attention economy, and the way we find attention is by chasing the gold. And the gold today is actually the fame, significance, and the name you gather in society. And what's that do? What that does is it actually influences us to become more and more divided as a community, as a society. And I feel like AI, basically at its core, is the data you feed it, right? AI isn't some kind of super intelligent creature as yet. It's actually very simple. It's the data you feed into a system is the data that comes out. And in that data is what we feed as humanity, is what's going to come out and basically manifest in the world. So what Audacity does is ask 3 really important questions, okay, which is, who am I? Which is an age-old question that comes from India. And we start with who am I, which is the inquiry of the self. And how do we become better beings of our future? How do we, as individuals, reclaim not only our inner well-being, but outer well-being? So how do we become better stewards of ourselves as well as those we love? How do we become masters of our inner universe in order to become better stewards of the data we feed the AI tomorrow? The second question that is very important to me personally is, who are we, right? And the reason why I believe that who are we is a much more important question is because even today, if you look at the world, with all the AI and technology and progress, we still have 1 billion people starving. We still have people that don't have clean water to drink. And I don't believe that if we don't solve for these problems, we will be proud of who we are when we arrive at in the age of AI with whether it's artificial general intelligence or artificial superintelligence. We will have failed humanity because we would have left a big portion of humanity behind, led to die, led to suffer. And it's not even happening now. You can see it in your own backyard in LA. That climate change, for example, spares no one. And the reason I bring that up is because we have this mentality and thought that AI will take care of everything. And I don't believe that's going to happen. And so for me, the idea of who we are really rests in the kind of leaders we become. And that's at the core of Audacity, which I consider the theory of Audacity. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go into it today, but I'll give you the 5 pillars, which are life, leadership, longevity, legacy, and love. Now, I want to focus on love for this last several minutes because I feel like the others, we know a little bit about legacy, leadership, life, and longevity. But love, I feel, is the one that matters the most here and now. If we can truly reimagine love in our lives, both to the self and the other, as well as how we treat AI with love. Because one of the things I've noticed is I hope the people that are developing AI have a lot of love in their souls. Hopefully, they have a soul. And more importantly, they have a lot of love for humanity. And that is the most audacious journey you can embark on, is the journey of love itself. Anyone who's married could probably attest to that. Anyone that's had a child can attest to that. That trait of love, if we can infuse that consciousness into AI, I believe we really will have set ourselves up for a better future and better world that we will all be proud of as citizens of tomorrow. So for me, the idea of love is not just of the self or the other, but the idea of how do we infuse everything we create in the world in the age of AI? How do we unlock our exponential potential as not just humanity, but stewards of love? And I believe that if we do that, if we truly look inward, if we are able to do the inner work to have inner transformation, we will have the more important and meaningful impact we can as leaders, as audacious leaders in an age of AI, in the world we're going to live into. And we not only solve for climate change, but we'll solve for something much more important, which is our inner climate. Because I feel like the inner climate is basically a reflection of the fires, whether they're in LA or, in Indonesia. It doesn't matter where they are. What matters most is that we clean up what's on the inside. And I believe once we start to do that, we as a collective species will start to see humanity flourish exponentially using AI as a force for good. And that's why I'm here. I'm going to be a part of that change, hopefully a positive contagion for that. I would love to invite all of you to be part of this with me. Ask yourselves, who am I? And then we can collectively ask ourselves, who are we? So that, my favorite quote in the world is Margaret Mead's quote of, never doubt the extraordinary commitment of a few globally committed citizens to change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. On that note, thank you so much again for having me. I'm glad I'm on time, and thanks, John, Chelsea, and Chris.